Okay, so we're diving into this whole AI-powered interview thing.
Yeah.
MultiplAI Interviews, right? This is
Yeah, MultiplAI Interviews.
wild.
Yeah.
It's like, from what I saw in the video, it's like they have this like digital casting director basically analyzing your every word, like every gesture.
It is really interesting to see. I mean, it's definitely pushing the boundaries of technology and hiring, for sure.
Totally.
But I think what's really, really interesting here is that it highlights this need, this kind of this growing need for speed and efficiency.
Yeah.
Especially for companies like
GoTeam.
GoTeam, yeah, who are just,
Yeah, they said they were getting like thousands of applications every week.
inundated.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Just like piles and piles. There's no way you could manually go through all that.
It would be impossible, right?
It would.
Like you'd need a whole team of people just to like.
Yeah, and even then. And they were saying that it's not even just for those initial screenings either.
Right.
They're using the AI for like even more than that, which I found really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
We're talking about AI actually, like crafting the job descriptions to attract the right talent.
Wow.
And even assessing things like personality and communication style.
It's crazy.
All from a video interview.
Just from that, like how accurate can that really be?
Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
It is. I think we have to approach these tools with, with a healthy dose of sort of like, critical thinking.
Yeah, well, of course.
It can't all be like.
Yeah, they're not. It's not magic, right?
Right.
These AI tools can process tons of data, right? They can identify patterns.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they're reliant on the information that they're trained on.
So it's like garbage in, garbage out. Right. Exactly.
If you're not giving it the right information.
Yeah, it's not just about the technology itself. It's about making sure the data it's using is actually like comprehensive, unbiased, and it's actually reflecting the qualities that make someone successful in that role.
Right, because you don't want to end up with like a team full of robots,
Exactly. You need that human element.
You need this, but
that spark of creativity, collaboration,
of course,
problem solving. That's not something an algorithm can replicate.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Who knows? Maybe one day.
One day, yeah.
One day.
Well, and even, I mean, speaking of things that can't be replicated,
right?
They talked about these like AI performance scores and behavioral scores,
right? That
they like assign to you. It's like, it sounds like a video game almost.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem is that it's kind of a black box, right? We don't necessarily know.
How is it? Yeah.
How are these things being calculated?
Right.
Like what are the factors that are being considered? How are these algorithms being weighted? And then even more importantly, what steps are being taken to make sure they're not, furthering existing biases?
Yeah. And I think that's where we have to be like really diligent, that's the word, about like not just relying on this tech. We need to be the ones asking those tough questions.
Yes.
And demanding that transparency from these companies. Accountability, yeah.
Yeah.
And making sure that they're creating systems that are fair and equitable for everyone.
It can't just be a technology solution. It's got to be, we've got to work together.
Yeah.
Tech innovators, HR professionals, even job seekers themselves.
Everyone's got to be on board.
We all need to be part of this conversation about, okay, what are the potential benefits? What are the drawbacks of AI in hiring?
Totally.
And work together to kind of shape a future where this technology is actually helping, not replacing.
Well, it's not replacing us, it's helping us.
It's a tool, not a replacement.
Exactly. Well put.
And then they also mentioned like some pretty futuristic features in the pipeline,
Some of the things they were saying, it was like, whoa.
It was like, like AI co-pilot for like Zoom and Teams meetings.
Imagine that though, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in an interview.
Right.
And you have like this
AI in your ear. Whispering things.
Giving you suggestions.
Giving you like
real-time feedback.
Real-time. Oh my gosh.
It's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah.
But it also, I don't know, makes you think like.
It does. It's like, how would that
How would that
change the dynamic.
Would you be comfortable with that?
Would people feel comfortable with that level of analysis?
Right. It's almost like having a third party in the room.
It is.
Just like silently observing.
Observing, taking notes.
Which, I mean, could be helpful, I guess, but also a little creepy.
Yeah, it's a little unsettling.
A little bit.
Definitely something to consider.
Yeah.
And it brings up these questions about privacy, consent, and, you know, how much transparency should candidates have about how AI is being used in this process.
Totally.
It's tricky.
It's tricky. It's uncharted territory, really.
It really is in a lot of ways.
It is. So let's kind of like switch gears a little bit and talk about like, okay, if you're someone who's out there, you're listening to this, you're job hunting, what is it like to go through this AI-powered interview?
Right.
Like, is it as intimidating as it sounds? Right.
Because it does sound a little...
It does sound a little
daunting. Well, I mean, from what I saw in the video, the interface seemed pretty straightforward.
Okay, so it's not like you're facing off against, like, some robot overlord or something?
No. Not yet, anyway.
Okay, good.
Not yet.
Good to know.
But, yeah, it seems pretty user-friendly from what they showed.
Okay, that's good. So it's not like you're facing off against, like, some robot overlord or something?
Oh, no, not yet anyway. Not yet.
Good to know.
But, yeah, it seems pretty user-friendly from what they showed.
Okay, that's good.
And it sounds like they've at least put some thought into the feedback process, which I think is important.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's not just, like, you do this AI interview and then, like, you're done, you never hear anything, you just get, like, a generic rejection.
Right.
It sounds like candidates actually get like a summary of their strengths.
Oh, wow.
Areas for improvement based on the AI's analysis.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So
even if you don't land the job, it's like you're walking away with like some actual valuable, like, okay, here's...
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's how to up your game for next time.
I like that.
Which I think is really important.
It is.
Because nobody likes just getting those, like, form rejection emails. You know what I mean?
No, that's the worst.
It's like, come on, give me something to work with here.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, they really emphasize that this platform, it's not just about, like, what you say, it's how you say it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which, you know, that's always been important.
Sure.
But it's interesting to see how they're trying to quantify that.
So what do they mean by that? Like, how are they...
So basically, we're talking about AI that's analyzing your tone of voice, your word choices.
Like your facial expressions to try to, like, get a sense of your personality, your communication style?
It is kind of, I don't know.
It's a little,
It's impressive, but it's also a little creepy how much they can, like, pick up on, you know?
It is. And I think that's, you know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
We have to remember that these are still machines, right?
Right.
They're very, very sophisticated.
Yeah.
But how reliable are those interpretations, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, like, really subtle nuances that, like, even humans misinterpret all the time.
Absolutely.
So how do we know that the AI is not just, like...
That's where the need for, like that transparency
guidance
and that scrutiny really comes in, you know?
Totally.
We need to be sure that these systems are being developed and trained in a way that minimizes bias and actually promotes fairness.
Because it's not enough to just, like, not be biased ourselves, right?
We have to make sure that technology is not perpetuating those biases either.
Exactly.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah, we have to be mindful of that.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not just about, like, identifying and, like, minimizing potential biases, but also just understanding the limitations of these technologies, right?
Yeah, because they can't do everything.
They're powerful tools.
Right.
But they shouldn't replace human judgment.
It's about, like, augmenting what we do, not replacing it.
Augmenting, not replacing. 100%.
Okay, I like that.
That's the key takeaway here.
Yeah, totally.
And, you know, the video also talked about how AI can actually help companies find the best candidates.
Okay.
Not just, like, weed out the wrong ones,
right?
Which I thought was really interesting because
explain that to me.
It's about moving beyond just checking boxes, right? And looking for those hidden gems.
Oh, interesting.
Right, those candidates who might not fit a traditional mold, but who bring something really unique to the table.
I mean, that's what diversity and inclusion is all about, right?
Exactly. It's about recognizing,
grinding those people.
Yeah.
Think outside the box.
Grinding those diamonds in the rough, you know.
Yes, I like it.
And so I think, you know.
So how does AI help us uncover those hidden gems then?
So one way is it can help companies break free from those unconscious biases
Oh, interesting.
that we all have, right?
Okay.
We all have them. It's just part of being human.
Right, right. They're unconscious.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even know we're doing it
Exactly.
most of the time.
And so AI, by focusing on, objective criteria,
Right.
identifying patterns that humans might miss, can actually help surface candidates who might have otherwise been overlooked.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right.
So,
That's really cool.
yeah, it can help level the playing field in a way. That's really interesting, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, comparing it to electricity, that's a pretty
It's a bold statement.
it's a bold statement.
Yeah.
But it really kind of makes you think like, wow,
Yeah.
this is moving so fast
Yeah.
and it's only going to get,
It's only going to accelerate from here.
faster and faster.
Exactly.
And it's a little daunting, honestly, when you think about it. Like, what does that mean
Sure.
for the future of, like, how we work,
Well, I think, it's definitely a time of transformation, right? But I think it's also a huge opportunity to rethink how we approach work, how we develop new skills,
Okay.
and create a more kind of human-centered workplace.
I like that perspective a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, someone's listening to this right now.
Right.
And they're thinking, okay, this is all very interesting. What does it mean for me? Like, how do I prepare for this future
Yeah.
where AI is as commonplace as they were saying electricity?
Right. That is the question, right?
That's the question.
I mean, I think one thing's for sure.
What is it?
Complacency is not an option.
No, definitely not.
Right. Like, we all need to be adaptable.
Yeah.
We've got to be curious, and we have to be willing to learn new things throughout our entire careers, not just,
Yeah, it's not like you graduate and you're done.
Exactly. It's not like the old days, right?
Right, exactly.
Where you had one job for your whole life and you were set. It's constantly evolving.
It's constantly changing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that old saying, right? The only constant is change.
Exactly.
But how do we like really embrace that?
Right.
Especially when it comes to something like this. That's so.
Well, I think it starts with a mindset shift, honestly. Instead of viewing AI as this threat, we need to start thinking about it as a tool, a collaborator, potentially even like a mentor.
A mentor, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never thought about it that way.
Think about it.
Okay.
You have access to this AI-powered mentor that can analyze your strengths and weaknesses, give you personalized feedback, guide you towards new opportunities. I mean,
that's powerful stuff. It would be like having a personalized career coach.
Exactly.
Available 24/7.
Available on demand.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Whenever you need it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay, how do we get from like where we are now to that? Like what are the skills that people need to be like developing and nurturing, to like really thrive in this new world?
Well, I think, number one is critical thinking.
Okay, so we're not just like taking everything for granted. We're actually like thinking for ourselves.
Exactly. We can't just blindly trust the algorithms, right?
Right.
We have to be able to evaluate information.
Yes.
Identify biases, make our own judgments.
Yes, 100%. Okay, so critical thinking is huge. What else?
And then, this might seem kind of counterintuitive, but creativity.
Okay, interesting.
Because, AI is really good at automating tasks, right? Analyzing data.
Yeah.
But it's not so good at coming up with original ideas.
Right.
Or like solving really complex problems that require that kind of like out-of-the-box thinking.
That human spark.
Exactly that human spark. And I don't think that's going away anytime soon.
No, I don't think so either.
So yeah, those uniquely human skills like creativity are going to be even more valuable.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then, you can't forget about emotional intelligence.
Oh, that's huge, yeah.
Yeah, because as AI becomes more integrated into our workplaces, our ability to understand, manage, and respond to not just our own emotions, but the emotions of others is going to be so important.
Yeah, especially when you've got AI in the mix.
It's about building strong relationships, fostering collaboration, creating a workplace where everyone feels valued and respected.
100%.
100%.
And then finally,
Yeah.
adaptability.
Adaptability, of course.
Because the world of work is changing so fast.
It's not slowing down.
It's not slowing down.
It's only speeding up.
It's accelerating.
It's crazy.
And so, the people who can adapt to new technologies, new ways of working, new career paths, those are the people who are going to thrive.
So it's not even just about like what you know now.
Right.
It's about like your ability to learn and to grow and
Well,
keep evolving.
It's a lifelong journey.
It really is.
A lifelong journey of learning and growth.
Yeah, and that's kind of exciting, right?
I think so.
Like to think about like we have this opportunity to like
we get to shape the future.
Shape the future. Yeah.
We have this incredible opportunity to shape the future of work. That's pretty amazing.
To create a world where technology empowers us to do our best work and live more fulfilling lives.
I like that. That's a good vision for the future, for sure. Well, we've covered so much in this deep dive.
We have. We've gone deep.
We've gone deep. That's why we call it that.
That's right. That's right.
But it's a fascinating topic.
It is.
And even though AI can sometimes seem, I don't know, a little scary or whatever,
it can be intimidating.
It can be, but
it can be a little daunting, but
I think ultimately, it's a
tool.
It's a tool, and it's up to us.
It's up to us to use it wisely.
Yeah.
Act well.
It's all said. Well said.
So be informed, be engaged.
Be curious.
Be curious and help shape this future because it's coming, whether we're ready or not.
Yeah. That is a great point to end on, I think. As AI is doing its thing and evolving.
Yeah.
What role are you going to play in shaping that future?
That's right. That's the question.
That's the question. And on that note, we'll see you next time.